Members, Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to apologize to this House for having made you adjourn it for some few minutes.
When we've suspended, we have not adjourned.
For suspending the House for a few minutes. I'm sorry, but I was around. I had moved out briefly. Honorable members and Right Honorable Speaker, just accept my apology.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, I'm now responding to the question raised by Honorable Namtawe Joan, the District Woman MP of Masaka District, who talked about a threatened eviction of about 200 people in her district. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I want to inform the House that last year I made an effort to reach Kasanje, which is in Masaka, and I managed to interact with the communities and the leaders of the area. I actually found out that the matter had been raised in the previous parliament, and efforts were made by my predecessors to handle and solve the matter, but maybe it wasn't concluded. So there were even court cases, and the community that had taken the owner to court actually were ordered by court to vacate the area since they had been considered as quarters. The land being talked about, it is land that belonged to the departed Asian properties, and it belonged to Masaka Jagare Mills Limited. But as we speak now, it has since changed hands and now belongs to Wanu Kasuja. Right Honorable Speaker, through interactions, I made sure that at least I called the landlord on ground. We discussed with him extensively and the RDC, and I instructed the RDC of the area to handle the matter. They entered into mediations, and the owner ended up compensating some of the people who had crops on the land. Initially, it was about 170, and then they ended up presenting a list of 400 people, which was very difficult for us as a ministry to ascertain whether there were 400 people because they had no permanent houses and also permanent gardens. Right Honorable Speaker, by the time the MP brought the matter on the floor of Parliament, compensation had started, and it was still going on. But the contention arose out of the additional numbers. I directed the RDC to intervene and see how they can help. For those who had permanent houses and a permanent school, they entered into an agreement with the owner to enable them legalize their tenancy. Right Honorable Speaker, as we speak now, I can confirm that the matter was handled, and we only await for a report from the RDC of the area. The details are in a report that was submitted some time back. I beg to submit. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Crack. Next.
Item 6(1)B.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and Right Honorable Members of Parliament. This is a response to the question raised by Honorable Ababiku Jessica, Ajuman District Woman MP, on pending expiry of the Uganda support to municipal infrastructure development project in refugee hosting districts. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members of Parliament, we have a running program in 11 refugee hosting districts in the districts of Adjumani, Terego, Madokolo, Moyo, Obonji, Yumbe, Lamo, and they have signed civil works contract for a total of 36 sub-projects. And right now they have reported full mobilization of their contractors with varying stages of construction or ongoing. Right, Honorable Speaker, about the expiry of USMID. USMID is supposed to expire December 2023. But as a ministry, we have started engaging all the stakeholders to enable us have a successor project that will benefit our cities and some of the municipalities. Right, Honorable Speaker, that is the statement as of now. I beg to submit, and I want to assure you that the programs we have started on in the refugee host districts, they will be ready by the expiry of this additional funding USMID program, which is running in the Ministry of Lands. Thank you.
The Honorable Korikuru is the matter around. Okay, next.
Item 61C.
Right, Honorable Speaker, on the allocation of 150-acre piece of public land in Sango Bay to a private individual who was levying a road toll on road users. This was raised by Honorable John Impalanyi Lukwago, MP, Chotera County. The ministry investigated the matter and found out that the land titles that had been issued were issued in error, and since that time, 13 land titles have been cancelled. The owners were asked to return those titles to complete the process. As we speak now, we have a team comprised of physical planners, surveyors, and valuers in the field for boundary opening of the Sango Bay. They have also established that the road toll is not there as of now. Mapping of the land parcels for the project affected persons, forests, and wetland is ongoing to ensure the success implementation of the palm oil project, which is going to take place in that area. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Honorable John Impalanyi is here. Okay. Next graph.
Item 61D.
On the question of management of land matters and abuse of ministerial power by the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development in purporting to suspend activities of Uganda Land Commission and suspension of all the activities of Wakiso District Land Office by the Minister of State for Lands. This was raised by Honorable Medad Segona Lubega, MP, Busiro East. The Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development sought the guidance of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda on management of Uganda Land Commission activities. H.E. the President intervened by interdicting the chairperson and the secretary of the commission. There is now an acting chair and acting secretary of the commission who are spearheading the implementation of the activities of the commission. Issues at Wakiso Ministerial zonal offices that led to the closure of the offices by the Minister of Lands, by the Minister of State for Lands, have since been resolved, and the offices are open and functional and serving the public. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Yes, is Honorable Sebika Joel here? No. Is Honorable Segona? No. Next.
Item 61E.
On the eviction of 200 households from a piece of land in Intwetwe constituency in Chankwan's district by the widow of late General Aronda Nyakairima, raised by Honorable Joel Sebikali, Ntwetwe constituency. The ministry carried out investigations and found out that the land belongs to the late General Aronda Nyakairima's wife, Linda Nyakairima. It covers about 5 square miles. At the time of acquiring the land by the family of late Nyakairima, the land had very few settlements in 2010, but as of now, this land is highly encumbered. We wrote to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, who guided that the land fund should be used to compensate the landowner so that people can have titles on this land. So the boundary opening exercise and land valuation was carried out, Right Honorable, to enable us kickstart the process of compensating the landlord. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Clerk, next.
Item 61F.
On grabbing of Busabala playground in Makindye, Sabagabo, raised by Honorable David Serukenya, MP Makindye Sabagabo municipality. The ministry has been on ground to ascertain the allegations of land grabbing. Reconnaissance has been done. Leaders of the area were consulted who were there with the Honorable MP, and I directed that the status quo should be maintained until a report of surveyors is prepared and discussed. A team of surveyors will visit the locus next week to open the boundaries to ascertain the size of land, owners of the land, overlaps, if any, and encroachment. That's all I have. Thank you, Right Honorable and Honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Clerk, next.
Item 61G.
On the eviction of 450 families in areas of Budda, Buwenda, Chambade in Chibinge sub-county by one David Semfuka, and the need for urgent intervention of the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development by Honorable Kayemba Geoffrey Solo, MOP Bukoma Simbi South. The ministry investigated land eviction claims, and it was found out that Mr. David Semfuka does not own land in the said areas, and there are no threats of land eviction. I beg to submit. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Honorable Kayemba Soro, do you have any supplementary question? Not comment, but question.
I thank the minister, but the minister sent a representative from the Ministry of Lands. He came and met the residents. So I thought we would have a good report, because the residents, they gave all the information, and I'm somehow disappointed to see that nothing is there.
So, colleagues, let me guide you. Thank you. Colleagues, let me guide you. Please, go read the rules. Before you come to speak on the microphone, know what the rules say. Whenever we are getting a response from the minister, Rule 44, Sub-Rule 2, talks of a supplementary question. If you just have a comment, you can wait for a minister you meet in a corridor, you comment. If you don't have a supplementary question, and I ask you, because I must ask you, you say, I don't have any. So, no. Now you've thought of a question. Next.
Item 61H.
Okay. Ask your question, Honorable Kayemba. You've built enough, so now ask a question.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My question I want to ask the minister, why is it that all leaders, especially the local leaders, were taken to court and others blocked from going there to help those people that have been evicted, if there is no land there?
If there is
no land issue there.
Yeah. No, Minister, these are issues we saw in the media. People...
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The Honorable reported about one person who is Semfuka, and we went to check whether Senfuka actually was threatening to evict people. So from the interactions, Senfuka had no land in the area. But if there are other developments of other people, let us have the information. We shall investigate, then report back.
Oh, no, Minister,
House.
did you interact with Senfuka and he said he's not planning to evict anyone?
On,
So
that,
that it can
on
go
this
on record.
particular case, Right Honorable,
Yeah.
I sent a team of technical officers. The rest, I would go there personally, but this particular one, I sent technical officers to go on ground and ascertain the allegation.
So, Honorable Korig, you have been assured by the Minister that Mr. Senfuka has no land in the area and he should therefore not threaten or try to evict anyone. If he tries it, come back here, come to the Minister, report to the police, because the Minister has confirmed that Mr. Senfuka has no land. Okay? Next.
Item
I think it's a
61
good assurance on your side. Yeah.
Item 61H.
No, Minister?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. This is action taken in regard to the recommendations of the Committee on Physical Infrastructure on the petition in the matter of Kasoli Tenant Circle Limited. Right Honorable Speaker, this is a little bit detailed because we are requiring to give you what...
Yes, crack. Please, this should be a substantive item. It's not a response. It's an action taken report. It should be a substantive item. Minister, you will get space on the order paper. You present a substantive item. Honorable Masaka, you have a procedure matter?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on the floor of this parliament, I raised the concern about the grabbing of the scouts' land in Kazi and the disappearance of the titles. The presiding officer guided or directed that the minister goes on the ground and reports back to this house concerning the matter. So procedure, I was seeking your guidance that since the ministers are around, and if she could be having perhaps that report, if she could use the same opportunity to inform this house about the safety of the scouts' land in Kazi. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Member. Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, a question was raised by the member and I took it up immediately. I assigned one of my officers to get in touch with the Honorable MP to get me the documents and details of the complaint. The officer told me he communicated to you, but you would say you were out of the country, you were not available, and then it was very difficult for me to proceed without additional information.
Thank you. So just wait. Honourable Minister, you needed additional information so that you're able? Because I thought the questions were very clear. Honourable.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I rise on a point of order. Honourable Speaker, is it in order for a minister in charge of land who has all the database, has information, has his staff in the district, we opened regional offices to seek information from a member who raised a matter on the floor instead of her using the government system to verify and report? Is she in order?
Thank you. Honourable Minister, this is a direct issue. The member is concerned with the safety of the title, if there are any issues. So, crack, no, the way we have our records. Please, Honourable colleague, we have our records. What you submitted is what she's supposed to respond to. Okay? So, Honourable Minister, on Tuesday, come back with a response to this issue. Okay? Colleagues, it's Prime Minister's time. Honourable Minister, after Prime Minister's time, I'm going to give you a chance, since you have the report of the action taken report. we shall allow you to table it as a substantive item. Clerk?
Item 4.3, statement on government business for the succeeding week, 27th to 29th September 2022.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Have I allowed you? Looking at you doesn't mean I've allowed you. I must call you. What if I was trying to understand what you're up to? Okay, raise your procedure matter.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I was scared. I raise a procedure matter under Rule 41, Part 8 of our Rules of Procedure. Right Honourable Speaker, when I look at the order paper, the Prime Minister's question time has been allocated 60 minutes. And the rule is very clear that the Prime Minister's time shall not exceed 45 minutes. I'm seeking your guidance whether it is not revoking this rule.
Can you read the Rule 41, Sub-Rule 8 of our Rules of Procedure? You have rules. Can you read it? Can you read A and B? Let me just help you. A, it talks about written questions which are 40 minutes maximum, and B talks about oral questions which are 20 minutes. That's 1 hour. So if you're still holding the old rules, Honourable colleague, please go and repent. Right, Honourable Prime Minister? You passed the rules here. So, right, Honourable Prime Minister?
My son is still new. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I move under Rule 28 of our Rules of Procedure that requires me as as the leader of government business to make a statement in the House regarding the business for the succeeding week. I'm therefore here to submit the following business for the week of 27th to 29th September 2022. Number 1 is Microfinance Deposit Taking Institutions Amendment Bill. And number 2 is the National Disaster Preparedness Risk Management Plan. Honourable Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you, Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Item 5.
Procedure Chief Whip. Opposition Chief Whip.
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker, thank you. Right Honourable Speaker, this is not going to be the first time I raise this procedural issue on this particular item on the order paper featuring religiously. It is indeed within her mandate as the Right Honourable Prime Minister and the leader of government business to always submit the government business over the succeeding week. But it has to be reflected in the order paper, subsequent order papers. It has not happened. It's not going to be a ritual or kind of ceremonial activity for the leader of government business to always come to give the business of succeeding week which is never implemented.
Thank you.
Proceeding well,
so,
Right Honourable Speaker?
Let's judge her starting from next week. Prime Minister. What you've promised today, we shall see next week if you bring it. Yeah. Yes, Crack.
Item 5, Prime Minister's time.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the Honourable Orema Ronald, Member of Parliament, Lower Madi Okoro District, raised an issue and he gave a big narrative, and I want to read it verbatim. That he wishes to put forward the issue of poor status of Powell Seed Secondary School, which was constructed by the Ministry of Education and Sports at a cost of 1.4 billion in 2018. And that this construction was supervised by engineers from the Ministry of Education, and Arua District Local Government from 2018-2019. That two different contractors were awarded the seed secondary school contract worth 700 million each. That is Gibbo Company and Duffins Consulting Engineers Contractors Limited. The school is located 9 kilometers away from the nearest trading center, which is at the verge of collapsing due to poor and careless interior and shoulder works. On 8 September 2021, he wrote to the Minister of Education and Sports about the poor status of the school, and that to date, the school has not been handed over to Madiokoro District Local Government by either Arua District or the Minister of Education and Sports. He's like, during his monitoring visit to the site, together with the RDC, the district chairperson, the district councillors, and the ROCC chairpersons of Madiokoro District, this school was posted a head teacher with some few teachers, and had admitted some students who are being exposed to death, to a death trap due to shoddy or appalling structures. Noticeable was that all toilet structures had collapsed beyond repair, including 4 classroom blocks, administration building, and a computer stand condemned for exposing students and teachers. There was no value for money, according to him. No assessment was done at site, location, and the school could be closed by all standards. His prayer is, can the Minister of Education and Sports undertake an immediate assessment and major repairs done in the school before term 3? Honorable Speaker, my response is that the Minister of Education and Sports has noted this anomaly and has organized a meeting between the project implementation team from Arua District and the technical team from Madiokoro District. Ministry of Works and Transport has constituted a technical team to undertake an immediate assessment. The outcome of the above 2 engagements will inform the next course of action. He had another question, additional, that can the Ministry of Education and Sports, together with Arua District Local Government, either consider the school condemned or hand over once major repairs are done? Honorable Speaker, my response to the Honorable Member is that the handover will be informed by the joint structural and technical assessment report and the outcomes of the engagement of the 2 district local governments, that is Arua and Madiokoro. He had another question, additional question number 3, that can the Ministry of Education and Sports consider additional funding for establishment of a boarding section, since the students commute from 8 kilometers away, and also provide a clean water source, that is a borehole or a solar power? My response to that, Honorable Speaker and colleagues, is that all seed secondary schools are purely day, and no boarding facilities are provided. Regarding provision of a clean water source, that is borehole, the local governments and the Ministry of Water and Environment have been required to prioritize seed secondary schools in their plans for water provision. For solar power, once the operational issues are addressed, the school will be prioritized under the electricity for rural transmission project, which is within the Ministry of Education and Sports and Ministry of Energy. He had another first question, that can government ensure that the persons involved in shoulder works putting the government name into shame be investigated and apprehended? Right, Honorable Speaker and colleagues, my response is that the government of Uganda does not condone shoddy works and believes in value for money. And therefore, Right, Honorable Speaker, We are currently undertaking a technical assessment, and the recommendations therein shall be implemented to the latter, and the culprits, if any, will be brought to book. The second member is Honorable Apolot Christine Kumi, District Woman MP. Her prayer is that can I, as Prime Minister, inform the House on the government undertaking to establish regional cancer centers?
Right Honorable, just a minute. Chief Whip, can you tell your colleagues on the NRM side that we have serious business going on here? And Right Honorable Prime Minister, it has become a serious habit. Yesterday, members had to discuss it here. We have serious business going on here. Members are merrymaking in the corridor. So we want to bring it to your attention.
Right Honorable Speaker, we shall handle.
Thank you.
The second question came from the Honorable Apolot Christine, Member of Parliament, Woman Member of Parliament, Kumi District. She was like, can I inform the House on the government undertaking to establish regional cancer centers? My response, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, is that the need for the regional cancer centers is well articulated in the current manifesto of NRM. The overall aim is to move cancer services, that is prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, closer to the population, and to decentralize cancer care and management to regional levels, whilst decongesting the main Uganda Cancer Institute. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, with the increasing burden of cancer in the country, the government of Uganda has embarked on the development of regional cancer centers. This is in line with the National Development Plan 3 and the National Health Policy, Health Sector Development Plan, and the Uganda Cancer Institute Strategic Plan 2022-2026. According to the Uganda Cancer Institute Strategic Plan, 4 regional cancer centers in the western, eastern, northern western regions are being to be set up, equipped, and operationalized by the end of the year 2025-2026 financial year. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, this is the update on the progress of the regional cancer centers across the country. Northern Uganda Regional Cancer Institute in Guru, the project for the regional cancer in Guru was approved by Parliament in 2020 as a TACE project. The construction work is nearing completion. Equipment have been shipped and are on site, awaiting installation. The site handover is expected by the end of the year 2022, and official commissioning will be in the year 2023. The Eastern Uganda Regional Cancer Center, Mbale, the feasibility studies for the realization of this project have been completed, and the concept was submitted to the Development Committee of Ministry of Finance. In the meantime, the Uganda Cancer Institute has commenced work on startup structures in order to have a skeleton service while awaiting a comprehensive project that will accommodate all the cancer services. In Western Uganda, Regional Cancer Center, Mbarara, the final report of the feasibility studies for Western Uganda Regional Cancer Center in Mbarara has been completed and submitted together with the concept to the Development Committee of Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development for approval and financing. In the meantime, Honorable Speaker, there is a very active cancer care services which is second only to the services in Kampala, with over 3,000 patients attended to in the last financial year. This has been achieved using the available infrastructure, equipment, and human resource. Northwestern Uganda Regional Cancer Center in Arua. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, The feasibility studies for northwestern Uganda Cancer Center in Arua has been developed and submitted to the Development Committee, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, awaiting approval and financing. In the meantime, breast cancer prevention and early detection services commenced in Arua using the available infrastructure, equipment, and human resource. The Honorable Achayo, he asked a question that whereas the general civilian population continues to obey and respect the traffic laws while walking or driving on the road, there are a number of vehicles and motorists, of security personnel vehicles with civilian number plates but with military jackets put on the driver's car seat to disguise as vehicles of military officers. There are also civilians and some security elements that have put sirens and flashlights similar to those of VIP vehicles. They always abuse traffic rules, force right of way, and even disobey the police traffic officers on the roads. Her prayer is that the Right Honorable Prime Minister, what mechanism does government have in place to stop this abuse of road and disruption of traffic flow that inconveniences the movement of people, especially at peak hours? Honorable Speaker and colleagues, my response is that Section 123 of the Traffic and Road Safety Act of 1998, as amended in 2020, traffic and road safety rules, rules of the road, Regulation 2004, Regulation 5 specifies what has a right of the way. Regulation 5.2, the driver of a car of the President, the Vice President, the Chief Justice, the Speakers to Parliament, or the Prime Minister, or a police vehicle, and other emergency vehicle, or a vehicle, a state motorcade is allowed. In case of emergency, or any other cases as prescribed, to deviate from the regulation. Section 123 of the Principal Act, as amended, 5A, authorized emergency motor vehicles means a motor vehicle, trailer, engineering plant for the purpose of the police, fire brigade, ambulances, military motor vehicles of the armed forces, and such other motor vehicles as may be designated by the Minister in consultation with the Chief Licensing Officer by statutory order. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the government through the Directorate of Traffic Police has put in place a joint security task force composed of both military and traffic police officers to crack down on motorists, especially those from security agencies and government institutions that have been abusing traffic laws with impunity. Mr. Speaker, the operation focuses on the peak hours of the day when the crime is much prevalent. The security vehicles impounded are handed over to the military police for further management. Civilian drivers with military and security gadgets, their jackets found on their car seats will face the law that speaks to the illegal possession of the military wear. Drivers in the vehicles belonging to government institutions with government number plates that abuse traffic laws and regulations shall be held responsible for the fines and tickets issued against the vehicles in person. Honorable Speaker, vehicles and motorists with unauthorized siren and flashlights are also impounded and fines issued. Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, government urges the general public, and more especially public officers, to obey traffic rules, and those found culpable shall face the law. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I beg to submit.
Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister. Straight from the airport to the House and addressing serious issues. That shows you have stamina. So, honorable colleagues, now I open up questions for oral answer. Oral questions and colleagues. And colleagues, the questions will be very clear. 1 minute. Avoid introduction. Just say, Right Honorable Prime Minister, why are you not doing ABCD? And straight away. Procedure, yes?
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the Prime Minister made a commitment that she was investigating the matter of public nuisance and that she would report back to Parliament, where the NRM chairperson became a public nuisance and nothing had been done by police. The Prime Minister has not said anything to that effect. Can I request through your office that the Prime Minister responds to the matter of Yega, the NRM chairperson Gomba, who displayed his nudity to the public and the lone public nuisance has not acted upon him?
Thank you. Honorable colleague, you are out of order. We are in Prime Minister's time. Yes, this is Prime Minister's time. Okay, and Rule 41 is very clear. Colleagues, let's just refer to our rules. Very, very clear. If it's one of the questions you have written to the Prime Minister, or a question you're going to raise now,
and the Prime Minister that made a commitment, sir. It is the Prime Minister that made a commitment.
That's a response, not a question. You see, colleagues, just go look at Rule 50 to 54, look at Prime Minister's time, which is Rule 41. It's just gazetted properly. No any other interruption. Prime Minister's time is Prime Minister's time. And these are your rules. They are not my rules, colleagues.
Sir, it was a procedural matter you could guide.
No, please, in Prime Minister's time, Honorable. I know Honorable Aisha with. Yes. Okay. I'll pick Honorable Rukari, Honorable Angura, Honorable Gahungu, Gomba, Rukunjiri, and Mamawi. I'm going to pick you, colleagues, because what I'm doing today, Right Honorable Prime Minister, after your questions have ended, we are having matters of national importance so that members can raise their issues. Okay? Today we didn't do matters of national importance at the beginning. Honorable Rukari.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My issue goes to the Prime Minister, through the Prime Minister. Indeed, it's about land. In Mbarara, the Minister of Lands has been there, Honorable Nabakova. It has been a running conflict. If you read today's newspaper, there's a whole page about Rwenjeru conflict. It has been running on, government but paid. The landlord has been selling the same land. It's a crisis. There are also security personnel involved. I have been involved and failed. State House tried and didn't work through.
Question, Honorable.
Minister, help us and sort out with Rwenjeru land conflict, which the Honorable Minister knows.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, when are you sorting out Rwenjeru? Colleagues, ensure you end with the question.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, information about Rwenjeru, but now that the Minister for Lands is here, I request you.
Honorable Minister Lands, we use 1 minute in this session. We don't go beyond 1 minute. Switch on.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I've been to that area, Right Honorable Speaker, and we agreed that we should open the boundaries first to ascertain issues of ownership, to know which land was given to the public and which land is being claimed by the other person. And I want to promise this House that in the next week, we will be sending teams, technical teams to do that, and we'll be in position to report back to the House and Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you. Keep members involved. Honorable Angura.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, the rains are currently ongoing. The last time we raised the concern about planting seeds, here government promised that a report was going to be made together with the seedlings. But this one specifically is the seeds. Our people are waiting for these seeds. The parish development model where we're told the seeds were taken is delaying. When are we going to have a supplementary brought here or assurance for seeds for the planting for our people?
Please, Honorable Prime Minister, you won't ask that, you won't respond to that question. Colleagues, we cannot be here today, the Prime Minister, Minister, to bring a supplementary. No, we can't. Because that is, whatever the Prime Minister or government should bring should be assessed by us. Now, if they bring it, how will you assess when you're the one who requested? So that is solicitation. Honorable Kasoro, but Honorable Angura, the Minister for Finance, has a statement on the order paper. We are waiting for him. I will allow you when we are discussing.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Prime Minister, when the floods happened in Mbale, they ended up in Budaka. And you are aware a lot was destroyed. I did what it takes, even the district disaster committee writing to the ministry. But up to now, whereas Mbale was given something, Budaka has never got anything. What do you intend to do the people of Budaka who also face the wrath? And up to now, there is nothing which is done.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, people of Budaka are waiting for you.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the people of Budaka, you know, I stayed in Budaka for almost 10 years. I am part of Budaka. Now that I have got a report, let me go together with the Minister of Disaster Preparedness. We shall come up here and report.
You know, go and take action, Right Honorable. As usual, no need to report back. Take action. I had picked two colleagues. Yeah, it was Kwizera.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am on tourism roads in Uchimbira and Chisoro district. Right Honorable Speaker, we have been waiting for government to compensate the people affected by where these roads will be passing. People have waited. They have waited already. The Prime Minister tell us when compensation will begin and when the roads will be constructed.
Thank you.
Because in Uchimbiri we don't even have 1 kilometer of tarmac.
Right Honorable Prime Minister. This is the new MP for Uchimbiri.
Right Honorable Speaker, the new baby is aware that I was in his constituency, and I know road by road. We had a meeting together with the President, UNRA, and the Minister of Works. The issue is being handled, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Tinge, Gomba, Tinge, Fadir.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, when landslides happened in Elgon sub-region, there were money that were given to the people who lost their dear ones, 5 million from President's office. And the people from Bugisu sub-region got theirs, but Sebei didn't get. So I want to ask Prime Minister, what happened to the people of Sebei?
Right Honorable Prime Minister, when is the share of Sebei being delivered?
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I will go and investigate. Otherwise, what I knew was that the President directed the Minister for the Presidency to deliver his support to the bereaved families, and I knew Kapchorwa was one of them because they lost 3 people. So I will go and investigate and find out what happened
Information.
and act accordingly.
Information.
Oh, please, Honorable Korik, read Rule 41. No supplementary. In fact, Rule 41, only the leader of opposition has the right of reply or comment. No one else. So it is just Gomba.
Thank you so much. Right Honorable Speaker, Gomba hosts the biggest solar plant in Eastern Central Africa. Right Honorable Speaker, that was commissioned by the President in 2019. But Right Honorable Speaker, where the plant is seated, the owner of the land has not been compensated up to now. So I'd like to know from the Prime Minister if government has any plans, at least to compensate the owner of the land. As I'm speaking, Right Honorable Speaker, the owner of the land actually passed on. Now it's the widow and the children that have moved to offices and offices of the contractors to seek for compensation that has not been gotten. Thank you so much.
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, now that I have the Minister for Energy here, Honorable Kasai, come and throw some light on this issue.
Honorable Kasai. Now, that's a problem, colleagues. I was watching what Honorable Kasai was doing when they were asking the question. And I knew the Prime Minister would refer to you. But Honorable Kasai, the solar plant in Gomba, where it is located, the owner of the land has not been compensated. The man died. Now the family is moving around, the contractors begging. When can they be compensated?
So, sorry about the distraction which I had behind. Right Honorable Speaker, I request that she gives me more information. I'll follow it up and give an answer.
Here the language is the Honorable colleague, not she or he.
Okay, it's
the Honorable member, Honorable colleague.
Okay, Honorable colleague can come and provide me more information, and we follow it up to get exactly where the challenge is, to give a compensation for the land where we put a station.
Honorable Nayeba link up with Honorable Kasai and ensure that indeed they are compensated. Rukunjiri, then Mamawi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My question to the Prime Minister is that last year in October, heavy rains destroyed 3 schools in Rukunjiri, that is Kakamba, Chaburere in Bugangari, and Nyarubare in Nyatshenyi. When the team from the OPM came, they visited all the affected areas, and they promised to send relief in terms of iron sheets and other necessities. But the relief that was sent was only to 1 school, that is Kakamba, leaving out the other 2. So I'm asking the Prime Minister, what happened to the other relief that was coming to Chaburere and Nyarubare Primary School in Nyatshenyi sub-county? I thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Honourable Speaker and colleagues, let the member get in touch with me. Those schools will also be considered.
Thank you. Mamawi, then Feta.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Prime Minister, on 11th April 2022, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries put a quarantine due to foot and mouth disease in Ajuman district. And after vaccination and thorough observation, the district wrote back to the ministry, and up to now, the quarantine is not lifted. Right Honourable Speaker, why is the ministry not responding to Ajuman's letter? When our people are suffering, they're out of business economy. Thank you,
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, foot and mouth disease, once your area is put under quarantine, it truly pains. And therefore, if vaccination is done to a certain extent after a period of time, after assessment, the district is supposed to be out of quarantine. Now that the minister is here for agriculture, please come and throw more light. why we have delayed to.
I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the challenge of foot and mouth disease is countrywide, and it remains until we are able to do universal vaccination. So we cannot lift quarantine for one area as of now. However, Right Honourable Speaker, I request that you allow my ministry to come up with a comprehensive statement on this national program.
Thank you. Come with it on Wednesday, because we are now getting mixed reactions. Last week we were told that indeed it had been cleared, so what was remaining was implementation. Internal Affairs was ready to do their part, waiting for agriculture. Now we go back to the old days. So on Wednesday, please come up with a statement. Feta and then Chikube. Then Awanyi.
Thank you so much, Right.
Then Ajumani.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. In 2018 and 17, farmers sold tobacco to Continental Tobacco to a tune of 12 billion in West Nile, and the company did not pay a tune of 9.7 billion. We have been making efforts. The banks are selling farmers' properties. Those farmers cannot send their children to school. May I therefore know from the Prime Minister when government is coming with the commitment of paying these farmers? I thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, government is aware of this problem. I'm also aware that the people of Arua supplied tobacco to those companies the way those of Bunyoro and Mubende had done the supplies. We are done with Bunyoro, and what next now is Arua. Verification exercise is ongoing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chikube.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. We have the Right Honourable Prime Minister came to Chikube, and the people of Buchinda who were evicted, we were promised, that was last year, we were promised that we would get an answer to their plight. They were evicted, they've never been resettled well, they have no schools, no hospitals. The good thing, the Minister of Lands is also here. She also visited us, and these people have never gotten an answer. They are come to the district, they've never gotten an answer to their plight. They need schools, they need hospitals.
Question?
The nearest services. The question is, Right Prime Minister, we need an answer on what plans for the people of Buchinda.
Thank you. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Honourable Speaker and colleagues, she's aware that I've been to Bukinda, and the President directed that we handle that matter with the utmost urgency it deserves. The Ministry of Disaster Preparedness has been on site, assessment has been done, and the schools will be constructed in those areas where those people were shifted in the near future using Dr. Deep, which was approved by Parliament.
Thank you. Honourable Wine.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Sometimes back, Nwaya District was earmarked to benefit from the sericulture project under Science, Technology and Innovation. I'm told the project in Nwaya has been terminated. Can the Right Honourable Prime Minister give us the reason why that project in Nwaya has been terminated? Thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I will request the member to get in touch with me so that I can get more details about the same, and then we shall act accordingly.
Thank you, Ajumani.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, at the beginning of this term, you promised on the floor of Parliament that the victims of LRA from Madisa region will be compensated in this financial year. And I've never seen it in the budget. So what is the alternative route? Thank you so much.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the Attorney General, together with the President, was in Soroti this year, and we commissioned the compensation exercise for that region, both northern, eastern, and the West Nile. And 50 billion has already been spent. And I believe the people of Adjumani will also get supported.
Thank you. On Prime Minister's time, no supplementary or information. Yeah. Rengo.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Please don't interfere with Rengo. She's speaking.
Right Honourable Speaker, as you are aware, Rengo is among of the district in the Kato district, which needs more attention. I would like to know from Right Honourable Prime Minister, when will water scarcity problem in the Rengo district be worked upon? Because the people of Rengo are also citizens of Uganda. Right
Thank
Honourable
you.
Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, Rengo.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, it is challenging to answer a question from a very popular member. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, Ruengo, I am aware of their problem because Honourable Sise Namuju has been to my office. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, those people were promised to be given excavators to work on their water sources. I request that the member gets in touch with me so that together I can put to task the ministry concerned so that those people are served.
Namutumba Ayotoni Noah.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Minister, during the Baraza conference in Namutumba district in April, your representative, the Minister for General Duties under the Office of Prime Minister, promised to support the school of Nawampandu Primary School with iron sheets to roof the 4-classroom block that was built by the community since pupils are studying under trees. And now it's a rainy season. I'm here to ask you, when are we receiving the iron sheets? Thank you very much.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, let the member come to the office and we act appropriately.
Thank you. Noah?
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Are you there, Noah?
Right Honourable Prime Minister, in 2018-2019, 13 new districts were created. 5 government has promised from time to time to provide them with the road equipments, but up to now, nothing has been provided. Can we know when government is going to give these new districts road equipment so that they can work on their roads? Thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Honourable Speaker, I've answered this question. I think this is the 10th time. And I've told members that the new districts will get their equipment because this parliament appropriated the money. These machines are being worked on in Japan. Very soon those machines will come and we have them here.
Thank you. Noah?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the Ministry of Education, in conjunction with NIRA, they are carrying out registration of secondary and primary school children. The registration is taking place, I think, countrywide. And of course, particularly when I go to my district, the parents are supposed to transport their children to the nearer district headquarters. Our parents are very poor. They don't have money to transport their children. In other districts, they are going to schools. I want to ask the Prime Minister, what is the proper procedure are your people following to register our children?
Thank you. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I will go and inquire and get in touch with a member or come back here and inform you the proper procedure.
Aber Okwaringa Kisa.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, there is a road which is a tourism road that connects Kitgum to Karenga and to Chidepo. Honourable Speaker, the state of that road is very worrying. Our people can hardly travel to the next sub-county within the district. And this road was budgeted for and planned for that to be worked on. When the UNRWA was consulted, we were told they no longer have the budget and the mandate to work on the road because there's a contractor who was already given that contract worked on the road. I would like to know when work will commence on that road so that our people can move comfortably. Thank you.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Honourable Speaker, the Kitgum-Karenga Kidepo Road was prioritized by Cabinet last week. And therefore, Olimuchintu.
Right Honourable, that language cannot go on our record because we don't know what it is.
I'm sorry, Right Honourable Speaker, you know, I wanted to inform her that that road is a priority road and therefore it will be worked on in this financial year 2023-2024.
Thank you. Okwaringa. Then Kisa.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I would like to know from the Right Honourable Prime Minister, there is a new road that she recently launched that passes Palisa, Mukongoro, Kanyum, up to Kumi. That road is finishing my voters. It doesn't pass a week when somebody has been killed due to overspeeding. Right Honourable Prime Minister, when are you putting harms, especially along trading centers and corners? And this is the fourth time almost I'm talking about this thing.
Thank you. The votes are reducing, Right Honourable Prime Minister. And it might be his voters specifically.
Right Honourable Speaker, it is our responsibility, both myself and the member, to sensitize our people once a new road is worked on, because our people sometimes have a way they ride on new roads, and therefore as the Ministry of Works comes in to put signposts, I request the member to sensitize the community so that they don't die just like that.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Prime Minister, there is a death trap at the junction running from Mwiganga at around Walugogo. That road goes to Luuka. In 2020, His Excellency the President, with the then Speaker of Parliament and ministers, commissioned the construction of this road from Walugogo, Luuka, Bulopa to Kamuli. Road equipments were assembled from the biggest to the smallest during that commissioning. Right Honourable Prime Minister, to date, all these road equipments were removed and nothing up to now after the commissioning has taken place. Right Honourable Prime Minister, I'm inquiring from you, why were the road equipment?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I will come with an answer after inquiring from the Ministry of Works and the UNRWA.
Thank you. Sekabira, Abu Kenya, Kayemba.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable, I raised the matter here over illegal land eviction of residents of Kakabala Parish by land grabbers hiding under NFA. Over 100 families are being evicted from their land, and I raised the matter. You promised that you will send a team to the ground. When are you sending the team? Because these people are suffering too much. Thank you.
Thank you. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I request to know where Kakabala is, because I know Kakabala of Chegegwa.
Butuntumbula sub-county, Luwero district.
Luwero. Honourable Speaker, I request that you allow me get in touch with the member, so that together we can see what is happening with NFA and the people.
Thank you, Honourable Nabu Kenya. Then Honourable Kayemba.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, the NLM government has always promised to put a fruit processing plant in World District because we are the highest producer of pineapples and mangoes. When are you going to put in place a fruit processing plant in World District?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the President has been very categorical on this. Value addition is the way to go, because a lot of wastage is taking place with our people in Iruwero and other areas. Honourable Speaker, I request that such big issues like this one, it's better we get in touch with members before coming even here on the floor. There are plans to make sure that those people get investors so that we can process your yes, big investors.
Thank you. Kayemba.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. My question, this financial year, the ministry, the parliament allocated money to federations of sports. As we speak now, many federations are pulling out our national teams because this quarter, the Ministry of Finance issued 0 shillings to all the federations. My question to the Prime Minister, when are federations that represent our national teams getting money for sports?
Right Honourable Prime Minister. Some of them are in camp and they are stuck.
I request once again to allow the member get in touch with me so that I can get in touch with the Ministry of Education and Sports. And the Ministry of Finance is here, but I doubt whether he has the answer.
Thank you. Yes, Buhenju Aran, then Dr. Wanika and Flavia.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, about 8 years ago, the road to Buhenju was surveyed for purposes of tarmacking it. Through Buhenju, Ibanda, Chitagwenda, some part of Kamwenge up to Rivers district. People's buildings were marked. It is now over 8 years. People can't sell their buildings, they can't develop, they are stuck, they don't know what to do. We are asking the Prime Minister to update us on what people can do, whose buildings were marked following that process, and now they are stuck.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I was in Weju this year, and the bad experience I got forced me to cause a meeting with the UNRWA and the Ministry of Works. That one is a priority road. We are only we are only trying to get financing so that that road can be worked on. It's a priority road by this government.
Thank you. Haran Mayanja.
Prime Minister, yesterday night, Kato Hussein was abducted from his home at Ibudo, and Semakula Abbas was arbitrarily arrested from Bench Wanuka Street, and there are no where to be seen. Where are these people? Secondly, have we gone back to the days of Amin and Obote?
Right Honourable
Why
Prime Minister.
arbitrary arrest other than someone the suspect? Thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister. Colleagues, we don't have much time.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues.
The colleague has withdrawn Obote, so you can handle. Yes, Right Honourable.
I can see Mama Cecilia was about to hang a young man. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I want to request a member after Parliament today to give me more details. Like you told the members that I'm just from the airport, such that we can together see how to start the investigations.
Thank you. Yes, sorry, Honourable Wanika, you may first speak in Duarana. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Prime Minister, I get different calls so far from two different villages from Chiganga's Town Council. People have been evicted from their lands, but they are claiming that the group of people who are evicting them are saying to be sent from your office. Is it true that you send some people to go and evict people from their lands in Bukoma Simbi?
Right Honourable.
Chiganga's Town Council, thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker, that is blackmail of the highest order. I have not sent anybody to go to Chigangaiza. I even don't know where Chigangaiza is.
So it's
I know
not
Bukoma
true.
Simbi, so it is not true.
Very
and
good.
secondly, the minister is here. She can always investigate.
Minister, take up that issue and address the members' concern. Honourable Dr. Wanika and then Honourable Flavia.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, on the 21st October 2021, the Attorney General of Uganda wrote to the Honourable Minister of Local Government, giving opinion on several issues on how to operationalize new cities, including sharing properties. We have come here several times telling you we have issues in these new districts on properties. When are we getting the guidelines for the new cities on sharing properties?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the Minister of Local Government, Attorney General, Minister of Finance, Prime Minister's Office have had several meetings over this issue, so that the districts and the cities that have been created can have autonomy over the other. I believe the guidelines are already made. Let us get in touch, brother.
Thank you. Yes, colleagues, as you can see, Prime Minister's time is done, but Right Honourable Prime Minister, I informed you, we had not called matters of national importance. So I request, because even your ministers are here, can now come in, but I request that we continue and we address members' matters, because they've been very many, for 30 minutes, and we continue with the same tradition of 1 minute each, so that we are quick. Thank you, Right Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable Flavia.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Prime Minister, my question is about the Mianzi Kasanda Bukuya Road. That is one major road that connects two districts. However, in Kasanda, we have no single tarmac road. Right Honourable Prime Minister, you've been to Kasanda a number of times, and that road has been promised to people of Kasanda for a very long time. My question is, when will the Mianzi Kasanda Bukuya Road ever get tarmacked? Thank you very much.
Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the member is aware I've been to Kasanda and she's aware that that one is a priority road by government. It is in our manifesto. It will be worked on. Those are the roads that the government is struggling to get financing to be worked on. It will be worked on.
Thank you. From Honorable Marenda, I want to complete that bench.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mine is on African Court on Human and People's Rights.
Please, just colleagues, give me peace. I have picked over 20 people here. Now I have just gone this side. You're already saying, please. Hey. Go no.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My question is on African Court on Human and People's Rights. Right Honorable Speaker, on 30th August, I had an opportunity to visit the court in Arusha and interacted with the registrar of the court, the deputy registrar, the deputy president, and some judges. And I was made to realize that Uganda signed a memorandum which brought the protocol which put the court into existence. We contribute finances to the running of that court, and we actually also send judges there. But unfortunately and surprisingly, the government of Uganda has not signed a memorandum allowing...
You see, you're not on record. Just conclude. Just ask the question.
Yes, the question is, when is the government of Uganda planning to sign the memorandum allowing its citizens to use the African Court on Human and People's Rights?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I will just go and instruct the Attorney General to put in place that, so that a memorandum of understanding is signed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Prime Minister, all the 3 times you have visited Kayunga, you have seen the situation of Kayunga-Bale Galilaya Road, and also the bridge that connects us to Nakasongola. The recent time you visited, you promised to rehabilitate the road and also work on the Kanda swamp that water cut off the road. Up to now, when you ordered UNRWA, has never turned up. You promised to open up the bridge by October. Nothing like work is being done. So what happened to the road? Your voters are reducing and dying because of the accidents by sugarcane truckers.
Thank you. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
A member has raised 2 issues. The bridge between Nakasongola and Kayunga, that is Sezibwa. Sezibwa Bridge is going to be commissioned by the end of December because it's almost motorable now. I expected you to say thank you. And then this road from Kayunga to Galilaya is a productive road. It's one of the priority roads we have in the country. There is even a contractor earmarked to work on that road. It's only that the money that we were supposed to use because of COVID, you know what happened. But that road is a priority road, and once we get the money, that road will be worked on.
Thank you. Right Honourable.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. My question to the Prime Minister is that what are the plans that government have in order to make sure our children also cope up with the computer literacy and to promote e-learning in Uganda? You know, for us who are in the rural, our children do not completely know even how to open up a computer. That's my question.
Right Honourable.
Honourable Speaker, I know you have been a member of cabinet and you are aware that government has been providing computers to secondary schools. This project continues. It will reach his district.
Thank you. Honourable.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity. Right Prime Minister, the 2021 NRM manifesto, Ugandan farmers were promised a conducive environment in form of agricultural inputs, such that many can resort to commercial farming. Right, Honourable Speaker, ever since the term began, we've been experiencing persistent increase in prices. My question to the Prime Minister, what measures as a government have you set to see that this problem is being kept down such that Ugandan farmers can get profits in the investment they do in agriculture? Thank you very much.
Right Honourable.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, this Parliament approved funding for parish development model. And this is aimed at increasing production, productivity, value addition, to mention but a few. I request that honorable members, we mobilize our people to make sure that the circles are functional so that government can put money on their accounts and then they become productive.
Honorable Kamund.
Thank you, right Speaker. Right Prime Minister, you visited the Kisoro and the Kavale. Last time you were supporting Honorable Kwizera and you next road shading yourself. Kigezi has been abandoned as a region. We have not attracted investors because of weak power and constant road shading. I've been told we have a project of getting power from Ramahir, high voltage power line from Ramahir to Kigezi for the last 10 years. Up to today, there's nothing. Is there any way you can help us and get that high voltage power for quick investors?
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Energy is there, he can cross over instead of this.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, what is talking about the project was launched yesterday.
So right Honourable Prime Minister, it brings us to the issue which we talked about. When such a projects are being launched, inform MPs. Yes, inform MPs. Now you find people went launched a project in his area without informing him. And sometimes they are attended by our opponents. They launch. Yeah? So I think right Honourable Prime Minister, you need to inform your ministers. They always inform MPs.
We have always, Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I promise to inform my colleague ministers to always involve area members of Parliament while launching such very important projects.
Thank you. Honourable Rinda, Honourable Kuruo, and Honourable Naomi Kabashari.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mine is a matter of national importance. On the 19th of this month, that was a Saturday, the wind blew off a school in my district, a Bolet Primary School. It takes sub-county, and the pupils have nowhere to study at the moment because the old roof was blown off. On the other hand, a Bon Road Primary School in Agali sub-county, the roof was blown off in 2019. And the president promised that he will give iron sheet. I was there myself, emceeing, but up to now, I was ambushed on Sunday by the community, telling me that the president is a liar. I request that this pledge should be fulfilled.
Honourable Member, the question should be, Right Honourable Prime Minister, when are you fulfilling this pledge? Right Honourable Prime Minister? Right Honourable Prime Minister, she needs iron sheets for her school, which was...
She knows she's an RDC like me. Honourable Speaker and colleagues, we shall go to Arua, to Lira, and handle her issue.
Thank you. Honourable Koruo and Honourable Pio.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Prime Minister, on Tuesday this week on the 20th, strong winds accompanied by heavy hailstorms blew completely a 4-classroom block of Omosingo Primary School in Kapujan sub-county, where I come from. What plans can government do to help the children study? Because the neighbor nearby is asking
Honorable, you've
20,000
asked the question. That's the question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, Toroma is in Katakwi. The Vice President had talked about this issue. We already have a report about the same, and we shall handle appropriately.
Yes, Honorable Pio.
Right,
Honorable Naomi, then Honorable Pio. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you well elaborated in the previous answers and quoted the law that gives entitlement for those who are supposed to be given lead cars and even the silence. May I know when you intend, but before that, we are now in emerging
You have 1 minute, Honorable.
Yes, emerging time, so that merging the agencies and the authorities so that we can save money. When do you intend to stop these lead cars which are for those people who are not entitled in that law which you quoted? And I know you are an action person.
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, like I already told you in my earlier response, that we are stopping all those people who have put silence, either on private cars or in government cars. And once caught, we have already told the traffic officers and security agencies to crack the whip. And this is going to stop. I promise it's going to stop, because even the president is behind this.
Yes, Honorable Pio.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, 2 months ago I wrote 2 questions to the Prime Minister. The first was an investor known as Agri-Exim who purchased produce worth more than 9 billion shillings from 6 produce dealers who support 10,000 farmers in Lango sub-region. 1 year down the road, they have not yet been paid. Secondly was on a question in regarding to the dual regulation of medical devices by UNBS and National Drug Authority. This includes cotton, mama kits, syringes, and because of this infighting, we're seeing high prices of these commodities and also double taxation. Right Honorable Prime Minister, when will I get an answer to these questions that are now 2 months old? Thank you.
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, these questions go through the Clerk of Parliament. I'm only given these questions by raffle. So I think request.
We are going to handle that.
Yes.
Please ensure the questions are passed on. Honorable Sasaga, Honorable Evaru, and Honorable Awar.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable
And then Mama Cecile Ogwar.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. His Honorable Prime Minister, Uganda National Examinations Board is withholding materials, exam materials, for several secondary schools in Uganda for both UCE and USCE. The argument they give is that schools should first get clearances from Sesemat and the HUNSA bodies before the materials can be given to them. And aware of the fact that schools have been undergoing the COVID period where they could not collect money from the students and remit to those bodies. Can't your good office prevail over UNEB, that UNEB can release the exam materials to the schools since the exams are...
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I request the member to get in touch with me so we can act accordingly.
Thank you. Honorable Evaru, and then Honorable Awar and Honorable Cecilia Ogwar.
Right Honorable Speaker, on the 8th of this month, the students of Soroti University went on strike protesting the non-payment of the living out allowance and the faculty allowance. I have also learned that it is not only Soroti University, but all the universities in the country. My question is, what is causing the problem? Where is the problem that has caused the delayed payment or non-payment? Secondly, the security cameras in Soroti City are dead. Recently, one of the boys called Eboy Joffrey was murdered in Nakatunya. The police failed to trace the culprit because the cameras are dead. This is a security matter. What is the police doing about this?
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Where has the minister gone? Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the security cameras of Soroti, this we shall investigate and come up with an answer. Then the strikes by our university students, I request that you give me time, investigate, and I will come back here and report.
Thank you. Honorable Award.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Prime Minister, we have our people, whenever they are referred for scanning, they have to come to Mulago or to go to Abe Hospital. In the last financial year, 2021-2022, we budgeted for CT scan. Where are the CT scans, or where is the CT scan for Gulu Regional Referral Hospital? When are we receiving, even they say even Soroti, when are we receiving these CT scans to reduce the burden, the burden of our people?
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
At least I have an answer for that one.
You've been having good answers, Right Honorable.
Yes. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the procurement process is ongoing. You know, I was a Minister of Health then. All regional hospitals will get CT scans. The procurement process is ongoing, and very soon we shall deliver.
Thank you. Honorable Cecilia Ogwar. Please, Honorable. Please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the way to go now, after the COVID season, is to increase agricultural production. And I recall, and I'm sure you also recall, that in 2015, the President pledged to give ox plow and oxen to the people of northern Uganda in order to come out of poverty. May I know when the presidential pledges will be honored so that our people can increase production of cotton and other agricultural produce? I thank you.
Especially when you're seated near the money man. Right, Honorable?
The Minister for Agriculture is here, and I believe he can give us a better answer, and finance is also
Honorable
here.
Minister for Agriculture.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, this specific matter of ox plows and oxen for Lango, I need to get the details so that I can come back with a...
Honorable, report back on Wednesday. Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'll use a minute for two questions. First, Right Honorable Prime Minister, when are you extending relief to the people of Busi Island? An assessment was done and a report was drawn and brought to your table. And another disaster has just eaten them already. Another one pertains the presidential pledge to tarmac the Nakauka Natete Road, Chisubi, Nakauka, Kasanje, Kasanje Mpiji Road. It pledged in 2019 and we've not seen any works taking place until to date. And that road is very important, not only for the people of Nakauka, but to the whole country, because it connects to Entebbe, it connects to Masaka, it connects to Mpiji. When are we having that road tarmacked? Thank you.
Right, Honorable.
Relief will come next week.
Thank you.
Then the Nakauka Road, the procurement process is ongoing. I remember that question was asked here, and I have that answer.
Honorable Kanya.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Prime Minister, are you aware that the major causes of cancer among children is as a result of poor post-handling of food, especially storage, poor management of milk, poor management of beef in abattoirs, poor management and disposal of waste in the lake? If you are not aware, what action are you putting in place to address these challenges?
But if she's not aware, how can she? Right on, enough she's aware.
Honorable Speaker, Nicholas. Prime Minister's question time. Honorable Speaker, it is our responsibility as citizens and leaders of this country, not only the Prime Minister, but all of us, to educate our people, to see that we really prevent these communicable diseases. Honorable Ekanya, Geoffrey, you are aware that it is our role as leaders, not only the Prime Minister, but even you.
Thank you. Okot, Santa.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the centrality of sports in promoting good health, development, unity cannot be underestimated. And as a matter of fact, you know that sports promotion necessitates that we also have sports infrastructure development. My question is that when are we commencing the construction of Akibwa Memorial Stadium in Laos Sub-Region and Buinja in Fort Portal? Thank you.
Thank you. The screen is should clear. This is Okot Boniface. Other one is Santa Room. So he's not Okot Santa. Right, Honorable Prime Minister? Someone might take a picture and, you know, we have a new Okot Santa.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I request that you give me some little time. I will come with an answer through the Minister of Education and Sports.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister, you can answer it in your next Prime Minister's time, written response. Okay? Santa?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Prime Minister, the two ministers of works went to Lango Sub-Region, and even the president at the beginning of the year, and promised to work on Lira Kamdini Road. When will this work on this road start?
Right Honorable Prime Minister?
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, we have a contract on that road. World Bank provided the money. There is time when government had decided to use our own money, but World Bank gave us the money. The conditions that were put on this road were removed. We expect the contract. Remember, there were materials that were bringing issues. Right Honorable Speaker, I did not expect this question. And therefore I will go and investigate and find out why the contractor is not on site working.
Right Honorable, I would also advise that the MPs from Lango Sub-Region who raised this issue, the extent of the president driving there right away, you know, be met and given an update. It will help much. Yes, the two colleagues.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you were in Kasese 2 years ago to check on the victims of floods who are in Mohocha IDP camp. You made an assurance to them that government was going to procure land for them. But till now, they are getting scanty information about the procurement of the land. I would like to know, Right Honorable Prime Minister, what other assurance are you giving to these people in Mohocha IDP camp? Thank you.
Thank you. Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, land was bought. Oh yes. Land was bought and paid. I can't remember the position or the area, but land was bought, and what I know, there was an objection from a family member of that land using IGG, which was also waived off 2 weeks ago. And I know now the Prime Minister's office, together with the Ministry of Disaster Preparedness, are in the process of parceling that land to the beneficiaries. Yes, land in Kayunga and land in Kasese.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Like my friends from Mumbale and Kasese, Bundibujo was also hit, and even up to now, it is being hit by floods. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you are aware that on 3rd September, Bundibujo lost 3 people. But to our dismay, when Kasese was being considered for the presidential handshake of 5 million, Bundibujo was left. What plans do you have for those people, those dear ones?
UBC, inspiring Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda. Brought to you by